Hello, friends, and welcome back to Stories About Entitled People. In the first story, we tell you why justice is a dish best served molten. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're new here and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video every single day. Here we go. Self-titled Bee from Hell gets exactly what she asks for. I worked as a waitress for a restaurant in my hometown for over 4 years since I was only 14. I've seen and dealt with a lot of not great customers, but this woman was definitely in the top 5 worst. Anyway, she came in the restaurant pretty frequently and was just one of those demanding customers. Usually I'd try my best to meet her unreasonable demands, even though she was extremely rude, she would insult what I was wearing, and didn't tip well. She always orders the same thing, a hot turkey sandwich, the gravy extra hot. The gravy's already hot, and there's no way to heat it up more without burning it or microwaving it, and if it goes in the microwave, the gravy gets runny and the sandwich gets soggy as a result. So usually we just bring it to her as is. One day she comes in, and this day my new manager, who's the owner's daughter, is working in the kitchen with one of the other cooks. It's my turn to take the table, so I do, and she's rude and orders what she always does. But I guess today she wants her gravy extra hot, so after I turn around to put her order in the kitchen window, she gets up to follow me behind the counter to the window, nudges me away from it, and yells to the cooks. She doesn't know one of them is the manager because I don't think she would have done so. "Hi, I'm the Bee from Hell, and I want my gravy so hot it burns my mouth," and smiles and goes and sits back down. We're all taken aback, and it's a family restaurant, and there are other customers. I'm embarrassed after being shoved to the side. I go back into the kitchen to process what just happened. My manager is not having this. She says, "Don't worry, I'm taking care of it." A few minutes later, she hands me an oven mitt to carry out this woman's plate. The gravy is practically steam at this point. I'm sure my manager microwaved the gravy for probably 5 minutes or more. I serve it to the woman and say, "My manager made this just how you asked." She's seated right next to the counter, so I get to watch this all go down. At first, she looks so smug, she takes the first bite and her face distorts and she spits it out as clearly she's burned her mouth. This causes quite a scene. I walk over, I smile politely and say, "How is everything?" in the fakest customer service voice I can. She says quietly and red-faced, "I must be having an allergic reaction or something." She doesn't touch her food for the rest of the time the people with her are eating. She's just sitting there silently. They usually get pie for dessert, but this time her boyfriend just pays and they leave and go. And our second story. Pack of dogs, irresponsible owner, revenge. Background. Where I live there was one long road. Along the road were subdivisions interspersed between 3 or 4 estates of maybe 10 acres with a palatial house. There was also some undeveloped prairie along with a little stream. Billionaire Bill lived in one of the palatial estates. I and my neighbor Nancy and her dog Fluffy lived in one of these subdivisions. I would go on a long 10 to 18 mile run early on Sunday morning, starting at 5 a.m., pitch black, and ending up back home about 7:30 a.m., or not long after sunrise. When I'd go on the long run, I'd also carry a knife, just because it was completely desolate and pitch black, except for people driving on this long road with no sidewalks. The incident. I was almost back home after all the miles. It was light by this time, and I was coming up the road by the little stream and prairie. I suddenly heard a massive commotion and looked over to see a pack of 5 dogs charging out straight for me. I immediately stopped in the middle of the road, and they formed a circle around me, each one lunging at me, and I'd swing the knife at the dog and continue turning it in a circle to keep them away. As soon as I had my back to a dog, he'd lunge, so I was turning fairly quickly. After a couple of minutes, I was getting dizzy and fairly worried, just as a car was coming down the road and he stopped. I asked if they were his dogs, and he said they weren't, but the dogs ran right to Billionaire Bill's yard when they saw the car. The revenge. It was about a week later. I was going out for a shorter run and saw Nancy. She waved and wanted to talk. She said little Fluffy had been attacked by a pack of 5 dogs. One of the dogs was black and one was white and the others were brown. They bit Fluffy several times and she had an $800 vet bill out of it. I said, "Wow, I was just attacked by a pack of 5 dogs with 1 black dog, 1 white dog, and 3 brown dogs the other day. and they belong to Billionaire Bill down the road. It was a few weeks later when I saw Nancy again, once again wanting to talk, this time thanking me for letting her know. She went and confronted him. He knew she could cause quite a lot of problems for him and his dogs if she reported it, so he paid her vet bill, and I never saw the dogs again, not even running in his yard. I'm glad you're okay. I hope Nancy's little dog will be okay too. What an a-hole for letting his dogs roam free. And our last story. This party should have been about the guest, about me and my son. Lady, you weren't even invited. Last night was a farewell party for the assistant manager at my job. He's been with the company for almost 15 years, and it was his second to last day. Today's the final day. He had all my respect from all the time he took to supervise me and answer all my questions. He was also easygoing and knew how to balance between professionalism and social skills, creating lifelong regular customers. It was sad to see him go, and we did have a good time, save for this EM dropping in like a bomb. Cast: me, OP, AM, assistant manager, SL, sales lady, DH, decent husband, EM, entitled Medusa, EK, entitled Kraken. Story: as the party is being set up, assistant manager was touched to see so many people coming to see him off. Employees of both our and other stores, the CEO himself, and even some of AM's regulars were there. One of the regulars was DH, and not only he had a strong relation with AM, but with our whole company as well. So the party starts, and we get to the point where AM was giving his speech thanking everyone. We suddenly hear the front door burst open. In comes entitled Medusa with entitled Kraken in tow, loudly announcing her late arrival. DH tells her to quiet down. AM continues and finishes off the speech, and some of the employees began setting up the makeshift buffet. I saw DH pulling EM and EK aside. I couldn't hear everything, but from what I can gather, EM was supposed to be at home with EK, but EM thought she could drop in as DH's guest. She also claimed that it was free food and EK was being really cranky about hunger. Sales lady, who practically prepared everything, was very specific on not bringing extra guests, and she was livid. DH apologized and told SL he'll try to get EM out of here ASAP. The food gets ready and everyone gets in line. It just so happens that EM and EK were right behind me and DH standing after them. The food was mostly barbecued foods, burgers, hot dogs, grilled chicken, veggie sides, etc. I was grabbing stuff I want when EM started to complain. EM: so there's no vegan foods at all? DH: there are salads and chips. EM: so others get grilled food and I have to settle with salads? I want something vegan grilled. SL, one of the two people on the grill: oh, sorry, I guess I didn't count for everyone. EM: well, you should be. Since we're the guests, you should have thought of what we preferred. DH: EM, cut it out. EM: no, they were idiots who should have thought of everything. EK, pulling on EM's shirt: Mommy, I want some candies. SL: oh, sorry there, little one, we don't have any candies. We have meat. EK: but I want some candies. EM: no, sweetie, they're delicious foods here. You need to learn to eat what's in front of you. Me: and you need to learn to practice what you preach instead of complaining. EM turns to face me: who are you? Me: Bruce Lee. Now stop talking and get your food. EM: are you even an employee here? This is a private party. Me: actually, I've been with the company for almost 2 years. EM: you don't belong here. Me: how do you know? And why are you here then? You don't even know who the party's for. EM: IDGAF who the party's for. It shouldn't even matter because all parties should be about guests, about me and EK. DH: EM, that's enough. EM: no, not until this a-hole is fired. SL: just take your food already and go. EM looks at both me and SL with eyes of fury, but complies and takes her food and EK's and goes to somewhere as far away from me. DH and SL, meanwhile, are grabbing a drink to calm down, and I do the same. SL is visibly pissed, but trying to keep her composure. AM's also trying to enjoy his time at the party, so I'm playing FFVI on my phone. Terrible sprite, by the way. When I see EK and EM standing next to me. Me: oh, hello, can I help you? EK, I'm bored. There are no games. I want to play Fortnite on your phone. Me, no sorry, this phone's incapable of playing Fortnite. Lies, just didn't want EK to touch it. EK, but I want to play. Me, no, sorry. Let me eat in peace. EM, how dare you upset my child? You will hand over your phone right now. Me, and why should I? EM, because you're an employee and you should listen to what the customer says. The customer's always right. Me, we're past hours of operation. Everyone's off the clock. There are no employees here, so I don't have to listen to you. What gives you the right to take away my phone? I bought it with my own money. EM, shut up and give me your phone. Me, putting it away in my pocket. No. EM glares at me, grabs the plate that still has some food, and threw them at me. It wasn't really a hard throw, but it landed on my shirt, ruining it. Me, what the F is your problem? That's what you get for not listening to your guest. This is where SL steps in. You know what? I had enough. This party was held in honor of AM for his career with our company. You come in uninvited, and not only do you complain about free food, but you also harass one of my employees? GTFO right now before we move you by force. Entitled Medusa was about to protest when Decent Husband comes over to drag them out of the store. Both sales lady and assistant manager were PO'd, but soon calmed down and joined in small talks and conversation. This morning, DH came in and apologized to AM for EM's behavior and talked about how their relationship had gone astray and his plans to divorce EM while taking custody of EK. I just hope the dad can save the kid from becoming entitled. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.